Thanks, Willie. Hi, Tom. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, you've had to come in and captain this side. What is it going to mean not having Kane available for this test?
Obviously, someone of his leadership, his calibre as a player. It's obviously disappointing that he's been ruled out to nurse his elbow injury, but it's obviously an exciting opportunity for me and an exciting opportunity for this group to play another test in England, another wonderful ground, another occasion that is special playing over here in the UK. So we're obviously looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, obviously we're still a day out. We know Kane's out. We know Mitchell Santon's out. We know Will Young and Trent Boulder coming in. Is there any other team news you can provide?
Not at this stage. We've got training now, and then we'll have a look at the wicket and have those conversations around what best suits the playing 11 tomorrow. Obviously we've got a very big squad here to pick from it, and guys that have played at Test cricket before. So whoever does make that final 11, I'm sure we'll be looking forward to getting into things.
And just lastly, from me, what is the prospect of having a series on the line against England in England sort of mean to you, getting the chance to captain the team in that match as well?
Yeah, it's very special. As I said just before, it's such a special place to play cricket here in the UK, and have been lucky enough to play here in 2015, and I was on the 2013 tour as well. But unfortunately, it was a 1-1 draw last time. We've had some wonderful matches against England, but to win away from home, it's always a challenge, and that's something that has been hard wherever you go around the world. And to have the possibility to go 1-0 up in the end of the 5 days will obviously be very special for this group. Obviously before we hit India in a week's time.
Can I just ask Tom? Obviously, we know how good Kane is as a batsman. And can I just ask, what's he like as a captain, and what are you going to miss from him all round this week?
Yes, he's fantastic as a captain. I think it's well documented how his personality, his calm nature out in the middle has been vital to this group. He's very relaxed. He doesn't get too high and doesn't get too low, which I think is has been great for this side over recent years. But he's obviously a wonderful leader, and we've seen that throughout his captaincy career, especially over the last couple of years. So he'll certainly be missed.
And just one more from me. Obviously, you've got Trent Boult back this week. So, I mean, how big a boost is that for the team? Yeah,
it's obviously a massive boost. It's obviously great to have someone of his calibre come back in, and the way he can swing the ball, his leadership as well. He's been to this part of the world before, and he knows how to perform. So it's obviously great for us that he's managed to be fit to play this one. Obviously ahead of schedule from where he was likely to be for that test in a week's time. But it's obviously a massive bonus for us that he's going to be available.
Hi, Tom. It's maybe not your question to answer, but how much of a concern is Kane's injury ahead of next week's test? Obviously, Gary said it's been a decision made with that in mind, but are you kind of expecting to captain the team next week as well, or is Kane going to be back?
I'm sure he will be back. I guess it's hard to say. I think from our point of view, it's a precautionary thing. Obviously, we'd love him to be available for this game, but obviously we've got the eye on the final in a week's time. So for us, it's about for Kane, it's about giving himself the best opportunity to be fully fit and available for that game, and the decision was made for him to rest this one to get that right for what we have coming up.
And just on Will Young, he's pretty ready, presumably, after his little stint with Durham in the Championship.
Yeah, yes. Obviously, he's been here a few weeks earlier than what we were, and he was playing cricket. So he had an opportunity with us last year back in our home summer, and he's coming off run for Durham, which is always nice when you get selected, especially in these conditions. So it's another exciting opportunity for Will to put his hand up and try to put that performance on the board. But we're obviously all excited for him and excited to get into the game tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom. Would success for New Zealand in this match be getting time in the middle and getting overs into the right bowlers because everything is building up towards the final against India, or is winning this Test series against England still a big prize in itself, or is it all about tuning up for India?
No, definitely beating England is obviously high on our priority list. We've got such a great opportunity to come here and try play our brand of cricket and try put on a performance that we're proud of. And yes, there is an eye to the final in a week's time, but our focus is solely on this game and the next 5 days. For us to, as I said, to win away from home is not an easy thing around the world nowadays. And I think if we can put a performance on the board that we know we're capable of, and then fingers crossed that will give us a good chance to be successful after the 5 days.
We saw Gary said yesterday that all of the seamers wouldn't play back-to-back tests. Is it your understanding that it might be wholesale change? You might change all three seamers, or is it more case by case?
It's probably more a case by case situation. We've got training now that we'll have those conversations with everyone and come up with the final 12 or 11 or 12 that we're comfortable with for the next 5 days. But yeah, I think it's more of a case by case situation. As you said, there is an eye to what we have coming up in a week's time. But on the other hand, this is obviously such an important game for us to put a performance on that we're proud of. So we'll have those conversations over the next couple of hours and obviously decide on the 11th tomorrow.
Hi, Tom. England have had to deal with a few things other than cricket in the last week. Does that make them more vulnerable, do you think, having their attention turned? And I suppose on a practical level, they're going to be without their pick of the bowlers from last week. So does that make them a better target for you?
Oh, I don't think so. We'll certainly be treating them as we normally do. They're professional cricketers, and we know that they'll be ready to go tomorrow. Obviously, what's been happening over the last week or so. So we certainly won't be taking them lightly. We know how good a side they are in their own conditions, and we know that we're going to have to play well to beat them. So we're certainly not taking them lightly. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Hi, Tom. I was actually going to ask that question from Dean, but I suppose a slightly different angle. Have you ever been in a situation where there's been a huge distraction outside of the team bubble and you're aware of it, it's going on, and how hard is it, and how do you focus as a group when that happens?
Yeah, I think from our point of view, it's important that we try focus on what we do. Obviously, all of that is out of our control, and that's something that's been dealt with. But from our point of view, it's about trying to turn up and focus on the things that we do well out in the cricket field. And from our point of view, preparation, everything that we can control is up to us. And if we can do that, then hopefully we can turn up and put a performance that we're proud of. So our focus is certainly on that. I know the guys are looking forward to getting stuck into training today, and then obviously getting stuck into things tomorrow.
And has what England are going through been a wake-up call for you guys in terms of historic tweets and how careful you need to be?
Yeah, I think from our point of view as professional sportsmen, it's we're role models to people, and it's important that we are careful in terms of what we put on social media and whatnot. So obviously it's a game that we're trying to it's inclusive, and we're trying not to discriminate against anyone. So it's obviously we do have to be careful, and that's I guess something that will be looked at in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah, Tom, hi. I was going to ask you a similar question. I mean, do you guys have actual guidelines on what's acceptable for you to post on social media, or is it just left to the individual?
It's just left to the individual. I think everyone has a prerogative to make sure that they whatever they tweet or put on social media, it's the right form and being respectful for everyone. So yeah, it's up to the individual. There's no guidelines from our point of view.
Yeah, are all the players on Twitter? Do you know, or some of them don't do it?
Twitter's not a massive thing back home in New Zealand, but yeah, a lot of guys have social media accounts and different forms of social media.
More likely to be Instagram couple.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Nice one. Thanks.